Hey line hi folks, it's Lev. Welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new, I'm using pronouns. So yes, I did film the previous video and this video in the same walk and it's the same park. I just found a different spot and I thought it would be nice to film outside for a change because I keep sitting in my room against the cabinet door and it's boring. So I'm just like, I'll just switch it up a little. Sunset's not until like 2 hours later, so I got time outside. Um, Little update, I did kickboxing yesterday after work. I just felt so tense and I just went outside and kicked the heavy bag for like half an hour. Very satisfying. Um, oh, and in case you're wondering what I'm wearing around my neck, it's a whistle. Like I actually bought this whistle when last year when I went hiking with my friends, just like a safety hiking whistle, because it's louder than my voice could ever be, and that's why I literally now I don't just carry it for hiking. I carry it everywhere I go, just in case something happens. And this thing is much louder than my voice could ever be. So, plus it's a good self-defense weapon because I can just hold it and swing this, and swinging this at high speed and it hitting someone, it hurts. So I have two uses for this I can think of. So this video is a very different video from things I typically film, and I've actually in the past I've done this exercise where I wrote a letter to my ex but I didn't send it to her, but I just journaled it out and just got all my thoughts out. I did that back in July, and then now I'm just thinking I want to film a video letter to my ex, but I'm not gonna send it to her. If she ends up watching this video, hi, you know who you are. Um, but yeah, it's just I gotta express myself in some way, and I just thought I would just film it and put it on YouTube as well, and just share it with everyone out there. Um, I'd say I've mostly healed from the wounds of this incident, but sometimes things do come up, and it just stings every now and then, but it's not very long-lived. Um, but I think doing this and being vulnerable and being honest, doing this is going to significantly facilitate further healing. Like, I don't think I'll ever get to 100% fully healed. Imagine if you play video games, just pretend my health points, HP is 100. This thing happened, it knocked me down to I don't know how much, but I don't think it's ever gonna go back to 100%, but I just wanted to go up to a level that I can, yeah, be mostly okay, and I think I'm mostly okay, but there are some times I just fall down, so I think doing this is really important. Just another note that I'm like sort of directing this towards the person, but I'm not filming this for the person to send to the person. It's more from as an outlet for me to get things out. So here we go. So hey, it's been ages I guess since I filmed a video specifically about you and for like just talking about this in particular. It's like 4 months, over 4 months I think. Yes, and it's been honestly a roller coaster ride. During the first few months, it was really bad for me, and the wounds were still there. It really did sting, and I was losing myself, and I lost myself, and then actually I lost myself, and then during the past few months, I started finding myself again. Look, and I honestly, um, I used to miss you a lot. But as time went on and the healing started progressing, it's just the disconnect just started happening, and I started missing you less as time went on, because I know that it's not healthy for me, and it's sort of a protective mechanism for me, just having to detach in order to not get further hurt from the aftermath of the incident. And honestly, when it first happened, I thought losing you was the worst thing in the world, and my entire world crumbled, and like I couldn't function properly. and it really made me realize how much I was dependent on you for literally my entire sanity and just to feel whole. And I realized that wasn't healthy at all. um, it's just this period of being forced, like, alone in a way and not in a relation, being forced alone and not in a relationship. It really made me realize how well I didn't sit with being alone, and how well I didn't know how to be by myself. And this entire thing that happened between us really made me realize, it really taught me how to be alone, and how being alone, knowing how to be alone is healthy. And through the last few months, I've grown significantly. I've been hurt and I've grown, and it's just a repeated cycle of killing parts of my old unhelpful self, rising from the ashes of my old self, and then doing that repeatedly over the last few months. And I've, I guess right now I'm in a really good place, and I've met new people and made new friends, and just have awesome people who genuinely care about me and put a lot of effort into me. Like, one of my friends writing me a 5-page letter, and I think he's writing me another letter. It's just, I guess, doors have opened up for me ever since we've been out of each other's lives. That I felt more open to going to places, experiencing new things, and I've just been learning a lot along the way, meeting these awesome people who are now in my life. And as for what happened, it's really, I don't I don't condone this sort of behavior, as you know, but I also acknowledge that there is a need there. Like, there was a need that you are lacking, that you are not getting from me or what we had. And then I guess this impulse, this is theory, by the way, this is not saying this is what you experience, this is my theory from an outsider perspective. On the receiving end of what happened, you're really lacking the need, and I wasn't delivering it to you, and your body and mind felt this urgent impulse, and you sort of just went with it, wanting to meet this very strong need without pausing to think about the consequences of such actions. And that's what I think happened in your head when you were going through that whole thing. There's this need, you were lacking this need, because we all have important needs, right? And our needs need to be met, otherwise we can feel unbalanced or just not ourselves. And there are certain needs, yeah, we all have needs, and some needs are important, just like food and water. And if it's not met, then it just dysregulates us. And I think that's what happened with you. And I still remember you telling me that you absolutely regret what you did, and you felt this overwhelming sense of guilt and shame when you woke up and you realized what had happened and what you had just done. I really hope that you are healing from this incident and have learned and grown as much as I did from what happened between us. I hope you're able to learn and grow and, I guess, prevent this sort of thing from happening with your future partner, so that your future partner doesn't get hurt and you don't get hurt as well. And I do hope there's people in your life that genuinely care about you and respect you and treat you as human, because I don't believe that just because someone has made a mistake and acted in a way that has led to negative consequences, that one should be not be treated as a human being. I really hope you have people in your life who treat you as a human being, who see you for who you are, who hear you, allow you space to be yourself, express yourself without judgment. And I hope you're in you have healthy connections in your life where you don't feel judged for being who you are and you're able to fully express yourself. And I hope you know that it is okay to talk about what you need and your feelings and be vulnerable about this stuff, and that I was open to talking about this stuff, and I wouldn't have seen you as less of a human being if you told me certain things, and like just being honest and communicating this stuff instead of, I guess, acting on impulse. Because yes, we all have impulses, we all have desires, we all have different things that we want, but it's not ideal to, I guess, just act on it blindly. And yeah, it's good, it's okay to just like, okay, acknowledge I'm feeling this way, I have this urge, I need this need met, and it's okay to stop and ask, what is the best way for me to meet this need. It's okay to ask like yourself curious questions and pause and just acknowledge how you feel, and then ask yourself what's the best way for me to meet this need. I have used what happened between us and all of these feelings I felt as significant fuel for emotional and psychological growth, especially emotional growth, because at first I was just rage. It was just rage filled me. Rage, hurt, upset, frustration, disappointment, surprise, not really knowing how to process my emotions. And then as time went on, I just I sort of took these emotions and used it as fuel to better myself. And I do acknowledge the hurt. I don't pretend that. And I mean, by using emotions as fuel, I don't mean like pretending that it's not there and like I don't feel anything sort of thing. I guess for me, what I'm trying to say is like I use emotions to fuel growth, as in I use these emotions to fuel actions. Like I, I personally don't like just doing nothing about situations. Like I'm like, okay, I'm feeling this way. I gotta do something about it, and then I take action, and then these emotions just drive my actions that lead to growth. And look, I acknowledge that you've also been through a lot of hurt in your life. Like when we were still in each other's lives, you told me all of these things that I'm not gonna say on camera. You told me a lot of traumatic things that has happened to you in your life, and how other people have mistreated you and hurt you and just treated you as less than human, which I don't condone. And you definitely deserve to be treated better than what these people in your life has treated you, especially like people like your so-called friends and people who just take advantage of you and genuinely don't care about you as a person. I find all of this treatment just despicable and disgusting. So yeah, I do acknowledge all of your hurt and trauma as well, and I'm not gonna pretend that it doesn't exist. And this might be also be possibly another theory, but you know, doing that could have been you acting out of a trauma response. It's just your trauma response to all of these overwhelming situations that you're overwhelming feelings, and just the state and circumstance that you're in. That is possibly another reason why this whole thing happened. And yeah, we can't change what happened. We can't, neither of us can go back in time and objectively change what happened. We cannot objectively go back in time and change the sequence of events that happened. But what we both can do, and what I've been doing, and I hope you have been too, is learning from this and growing from this. And I keep emphasizing the learning and growing because that's important. Like, we can't change what happened, but we can change how we use learn this experience to better ourselves, and I guess prevent it in the future and use it to fuel emotional and psychological maturity. I guess to end, just re-emphasizing the point that I really do hope that you have people in your life who genuinely care about you, who can support you in your journey, that you're not alone and that you don't have to travel this journey alone, especially the healing journey from this incident and any and all the other traumas and adverse experiences you've had in your life. Oh yeah, I also do want to say that your current destination is not your final destination. Like, I'm not sure where you're at now because we haven't spoken in 4 months, but your current destination is not your final destination, and adverse experiences you're in and have experienced does not dictate your future. And just because you've experienced adverse experiences and gone through hardship, it doesn't mean that you're doomed for life. Like, you're what's happening now doesn't dictate and determine what happens in your future. You're not doomed for life. There is room for change, there's room for growth, and again, it's not inevitable that your life is doomed just because you've gone through adverse experiences. Like, you and I are both young. There is a lot of time ahead of us, and we can still do things, I guess, to change our lives. And I do hope that the person you meet in future, who's your future partner, treats you right and understands you and loves you for who you are and allows you to be seen, allow you to be heard, allow you to express yourself and not have to hide out of shame or guilt or just because people see things as unacceptable. I really do hope that your future partner treats you right and allows you to be who you are without feeling shame or guilt. Um, Take care, and I'm signing off now.